So EA dropped a surprise quality of life improvement for college football 26, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm actually pretty excited about it, so let's hop right into it. So yeah, EA dropped a new deep dive today, and I'm not gonna lie to you, like I said in the intro, man, I'm actually pretty excited about it. A lot of quality of life changes here. To be honest with you, it's not gonna be anything that's game changing. Okay, just to keep it a stack. I'm not about to sit here and think that, cosmetics and, dynamic lighting is really going to overhaul the experience of the game. But like I said in all my videos, little things add up. And to be honest with you, these are a ton of little things that, if executed properly, will add up and be really, really, really fun. And at the end of the day, that's all we want, right? That's all you want, is to continue to have bits and pieces to be added to a game to be the cherry on top at the end, right? And this is what we're gonna get. So again, there's a lot in here. I'm not about to sit here and break everything down. I just feel like the ones that I'm actually excited about, or feel like this is something that is newsworthy, I'm giving it to you. So the first one we're gonna talk about is dynamic time of day. It's a game changer. It says in-game lighting is a key part of making a visually stunning game. We've made major improvements in the area of college football 26. Our improved lighting system boosts the realism of every scene, from the pre-game warm-ups and the post-game celebrations. One of the most requested features last year was dynamic time of day. Now, as you're playing in the game, you will notice a change in lighting from quarter to quarter. You could start a late afternoon game, then it will now be dark before the game finishes. Okay, so then you have regional time of day. A 6 p.m. kickoff in Chestnut Hill will look different from a 6 p.m. kickoff in Austin, reflecting each location unique lighting. And then seasonal time of day. Now this is when they're like, all right, man, they really getting deep in the bag here. It's like, because games in November will get darker sooner than those in September, adding a realism tied to the time of year. For example, a game that starts at 3:30 in Happy Valley in September will still have sun up at 5 p.m., but in November, the sun will be down as the game is ending. Like, that's dope. Again, you're not going to necessarily notice it, right? Unless you are really into that type of stuff, or you get a deep dive like this. And that's a good thing, okay? I talk about that all the time. It's just almost like referees in games. The good referees, you don't notice them, right? Because you just let them play, okay? Same thing here. The good little quality of life adjustments, you don't notice them, okay? It takes some time. You're like, yo, wait a minute. That is true. Like, someone mentioned to you, like, yo, the lighting is crazy. Like, it's really based upon the time zones. You're like, really? It is? Like, yeah. I'm like, damn, okay, that's fire, right? You know what I mean? That's dope. So again, this, if executed perfectly, that's great. Same thing here with mascots, okay? Like, am I somebody that's really amped about mascots? No. But if you're gonna add them in there and they're going to improve just the quality of life of a game, then of course, right? Again, I'm not a cosmetic guy, but I know there's tons of people that are. Obviously, I've seen on Twitter how there's a massive uproar, about equipment and a one leg sleeve. And I'm not here to belittle anybody, because I'm not that guy. I don't really care about the cosmetics like that. But again, quality of life, adding little things, adding a leg sleeve, if that's important to a lot of people, then all means put in the game. But to me, it's not. But like I said, little things like that add up. So again, let's talk about these mascots. Now, we could go all into, different forms of the mascots. All I really care about is that, they added a lot of mascots. Okay, so when I say a lot, there was a ton of mascots that are added. I mean, they added Utah. Swoop brings the energy of Salt Lake to the city, exemplifying the grit and determination of the program. So Swoop is the name of that mascot. That even NC State, again, and I'm in North Carolina, I didn't even know NC State had a female mascot named Miss Wolf, which adds your playful energy to the game, representing the wolf pack with pride. So they added a ton of mascots in this game. And again, I really, from what it looks like, it's going to be implemented just how it is in real life. Okay, so it says one of the most cherished aspects of college football is a vibrant mix of traditions and mascots that make each program special. from costume characters that represent a school pride to touchdown and turnover celebrations that excite the crowd. These elements are essential to sport. For College Football 26, we prioritize expanding and improving these features to bring even more authenticity and personality to the game. We heard your feedback from last year, and this year we're excited to introduce new mascots and touchdown turnover traditions that celebrate each program uniqueness to immerse players in the lively culture of college football. Again, for me, I am more excited about the touchdown and turnover / traditions, because I think that is fire, especially when you're really not into all the 100+ teams that are in here. So when you're playing with more Power 5 teams, and even with the Power 5 teams, there's a lot of celebrations I didn't know about, but you will get those. So just to get a couple, you got Texas and Arizona. They got the turnover swords. The Akron turnover tire is placed around a player after an interception or fumble recovery. Georgia Savage pads, which of course most people know that. I mean, come on, it's SEC teams. The Texas Froghorn, this is a unique one. The Froghorn celebrate touchdowns with the Froghorn, a beloved tradition among fans and players. So I'm guessing the mascot themselves, I guess he's around the team, and when they do get a turnover or something, he's in there jumping and celebrating with them. I don't know. But again, there's tons of those. And again, you have here, okay, so now they have a, I guess this is what it is. It's a little choo-choo train or trailer or something. I don't know, man. I don't know if that's revved up. Again, this is exciting stuff. So now he's sitting there talking about it, I'm actually getting kind of excited. I'm like, well, what does this thing do? Like when you score, does it rev it up and run, who knows what it does? But there it is right there. This little Texas Longhorn symbol here. So again, they have that. And like I said, we can go through a lot, but I want to just hit on the body types, okay? So, because I'm actually somebody that was really big on this and still am big on this. So I want to talk about college athletes come in many sizes, and we wanted to showcase that diversity. This year, we introduced a lean body type to better represent the physiques of many college athletes, including quarterbacks, defensive backs, and wide receiver. This brings our total body types to 5, giving fans a new level of authenticity in how their favorite players and recruits appear on the field. For instance, Aiden Childs is a quarterback who stands 6'3" and weighs 217 pounds. The lean body type captures the athleticism and youthfulness of players like him, making the game feel true to life. Now, again, that's dope. I think a lot of people are more concerned about the rib pads. They were absolutely too bulky and chunky on these players. So again, I like to see that, but adding lean body type is good because like I said, like they hit it around the head. It was just not enough body types to really embody what we thought a player should look like. So that's going to be good. And then I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up on this one because I feel like this is one of the last things I want to talk about. And that is going to be the jersey deformation and wrinkle simulation. Now this is crazy because again, another quality of life that, as I expected for 25, to be honest with you, graphically it wasn't the greatest, right? And you feel like this is a next gen, it's 2025, like we should be able to see like sweat and there's a lot of stuff that you should think you should be seeing when you're playing. Like I want it to where someone walks by and they can't tell if this is a video game or if it's a live game, right? So it says this new feature adds a dynamic layer to the gameplay, especially alongside our physics-based tackling system. We use machine learning to train thousands of player animations for realistic jersey deformation, improving the visual fidelity of every play. These, first of all, can I say something real quick? Yo, like who wrote this? Like, why am I having to use SAT words, dog? Like, I'm glad I'm able to read it. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real, man. Is this like a scientific journal or is this a deep dive? Yo, Scott, what are we doing right now, dog? Like, listen, man. Like, you're really letting me, I have to go all the way back to the high school and college and remember these words, man, breaking down the synonyms and stuff, right? So, fix that, man. Make this more easy to read. These updates ensure that every player from the star quarterback to the underappreciated special teams player looks and feels like they belong on the field. And then again, it has like a little elbow pad here. You can see the wrinkles here. So again, that's not bad at all, but I love, again, we talk about the uniforms here. Uniforms, a fresh look for every team. Uniforms are key to college football's identity, showcasing the pride and uniqueness of each program. In College Football 26, we made significant progress in expanding and updating uniform options, ensuring that every team in every mode looks the best on the field. What I'd like to see is I see the New Balances. So you got the New Balance football cleats. And to be honest with you, they don't look bulky around the ankle. And you can look in the bottom right, you see that there's a Nike cleat. Again, it doesn't look bulky like it was like placed on after they made the model. I don't know, like, you know how clunky the shoes look. So that's really nice to see. It also looks like the knee braces are implemented, or I guess you can say placed on the player model better than it did last year. But you know, I don't know if this is actual in-game footage or this is something they made and make it enhanced. So that's another thing we have to take in consideration. But again, those are really good. And then, like I said, there's other things in here, like, you know, they added coaches' helmets in there, the crowd, you know, the audio on commentary. If that's something that you really wanted to look at, I'll leave the link in the description for you. But those were the main ones. I just want to touch on the main ones that I thought were really good. But y'all let me know in the comment section what y'all think about this deep dive that was just dropped. And remember, we get the big Dynasty deep dive tomorrow. You know I'll be there for that. But other than that, it's your favorite old head, Uncle Demi. I'll be back really, really soon with a banger, man. You know, when I say back soon with a banger, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm talking about tomorrow, man. I'm out.